She was the winner of the 2024 Owen Hart Foundation tournament. She is the glamour Mariah May, and she joins us now right now. Mariah, good morning. Thanks for being with us today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure is all ours, and I know you're very busy, and you're coming
Yes.
up on what has already been the greatest run of your career. You're doing something that has captivated wrestling fans across the world, and you get to go back to Wembley Stadium. You get to go to Wembley Stadium. You get to have this homecoming of sorts. What does that feel like, knowing that you always wanted to get there and always had the plan that's now coming to fruition?
So going to Wembley Stadium's crazy to me because I remember going as a kid and I never thought I'd perform at Wembley Stadium because we hadn't had wrestling there for so long until obviously AEW recently went to Wembley and kind of brought that into a reality because it wasn't really a realistic dream to have. But as for Tony Storm, of course, I did always have that plan. I mean, at first, I'm not going to lie, I was just kind of having fun and playing with her. And then when Tony Khan announced that the Owen Hart Foundation tournament winner would get a match at Wembley, it kind of felt like the perfect stage to do this, given that I'm from the UK. It's the biggest crowd that we get, and it's the perfect place for Tony Storm to die.
Why are you
Oh,
laughing, Nick?
that's gross.
She absolutely, that is, I know how dead
That's
serious that is.
gross.
You've never wished death on someone in wrestling? Come on.
I no, I think it.
Ah,
I think it five or ten times a day at work. But like, I was like sitting there going, I'm laughing because I go, oh damn, we were already talking about how good the packages and the lead up to this match has been. But when you answer so matter of factly that you're going to be ending someone's life, it's a little bit of a shock. But I appreciate it, and it makes me want to see it.
Yeah, you should. You should watch it. It's going to be a good show.
What are the steps that you have to take, or or you take over and where you go, here's my character, here's what I think we should go, here's what I think I would play this as, and then leads to that last package that we just saw of you like in the dark room letting things on fire, and you go, man, I was just saying how, especially in a wrestling heavy show, that stands out. What goes into that process of making that happen, pitching it, coming up with the ideas, taking over and making it as awesome as you have?
Oh, thank you. So for me, I feel like I came from theater, so I have an acting background, so I've always been very big on that. And
Are you
also,
classically trained?
yes, I am.
Oh, I guess there's another one of us. No big deal.
No worries. I mean, so I feel like that's always been like a big thing for me. And also growing up as a wrestling fan, I was always attracted to the big storylines. Like you don't really remember the matches, you just remember the moments. So I've always been really big on that. And the reason that I chose AEW was because Tony Khan came to me with this story. So it was like, okay, like I'm not just being signed to a company because, oh, she's got a bit of momentum or anything like that. It's like, we have a real plan for you. And it was something to sink my teeth into. And I've got to work really closely with RJ City, who's such a talented writer, on this whole character and this whole story. And then when it came to the video package, I feel like they have ideas for me. And then it's great because I can contribute my own thing and make it feel more me. And you know, but I do stab people in the head with shoes on a regular basis, so it was pretty easy to just fall into.
you are about to enter a place that you never entered before, which is Wembley, the biggest stage of your life. I know that you are an opportunistic bitch who took absolutely every single place and every single thing you could. Yeah, you took a lot of L's in between, but do you have any remorse of anything that you have done, given the fact that that woman trusted you, that give you the platform? And let's be honest, without her, you wouldn't be who you are now.
Yeah, I completely agree. I would be nothing without Toni Storm. She made me everything I am today. She gave me everything she had, her clothes, her knowledge, her time, and she made me who I am. She created this monster and she created her own downfall. This is entirely her fault. Everybody saw it coming. Everybody told her it was going to happen. Even fans saw it coming. She didn't listen, and now she has to face me in my hometown next Sunday, and she's going to die.
I think a lot of fans thought that Toni, being the star that she is and kind of keeping you close to her, sometimes close to her bosom, as she would say, that maybe she would have done this first. Did you feel like you had to beat her to the punch?
No, I'm closer to Toni than anybody else. That woman has her head in the clouds. There was no world where she would ever turn on me. She loved me like I was her child. So no, I didn't ever think she would turn on me. It was never a worry of mine. And for me, I always knew I was going to do it. It was just a case of when. And Wembley was just perfect. It's the perfect time to do it. So that's why I struck when I did.
In the paragraph that you're going to write about Toni's death, what are you going to write? I'm curious. I was like that when I heard it, I was just curious to hear what you're going to write.
So if I was you guys, I would obviously tune into All In. And if you stick around for the media scrum, which I will obviously be at because I'm going to win after I murder Toni Storm, I think I'll read a little something to commemorate her very tragic but interesting life.
How good is it going to feel fully ending this story and allegedly a person's life at All In?
I think it's going to be very satisfying because, like I said, I've been planning this since the UK, since I stepped in for Toni at an indie show, since I followed her to Stardom, since I followed her to AEW. This has been on my mind for a really long time. And it was never about the World Championship. It was always about Toni Storm, and it was always about taking her down. And I could have done it when I arrived to AEW. I could have done it at Double or Nothing. I could have done it at so many different avenues, but I chose Wembley, not because I'm from there. I mean, I guess that's cute. It's because it's the biggest audience that we have. And if I'm going to shoot the horse, I want to do it in front of as many people as possible. I don't want it to be just a throwaway thing. So I think it's going to feel really good. And I'm excited to end Toni's reign because, as you know, Thunder, many people have tried and not been able to do it, but it's because everybody's taken the wrong approach. The way to beat Toni is psychological warfare. I made her fall in love with me, and now I'm going to break her heart.
That was beautiful. You're right,
Thunder.
Thunder.
It was.
It's on my Tinder bio.
Did you? So you win the championship. That's what you're saying you're going to do. What does that mean for the rest of the AEW women's division? And I would say present company included.
Well, listen, I welcome any and all challenges, but you've seen what happens when Toni didn't even cross me. So imagine if you do challenge me, what will happen to you? But, I enjoy destroying people. So if you want to step to me, I'm excited. I'm excited to run the women's division. I'm excited for Toni's reign to finally end. And I welcome any and all challenges, including Thunder, because the last time we wrestled, I was Toni Storm Light. You've never wrestled the Glamour. So
I'm down. Just, I'm pretty sure Toni's going to win, and I hope she wins, and I hope she busts her head. And you're the one who's going to be bleeding next time. I really do hope that. Because I know Toni and I, we tagged together, and I would have never betray her the way that you betray her, given the fact that she gave you everything. But you know what? People are different. We come from different backgrounds. You were given an opportunity, you ran with it, and you did your thing. And I'm gonna be watching. And if I am one of those who are gonna be challenging you, I'm more than welcome to beat your ass too.
I'm gonna step in the middle of this just before it gets. It gets.
Come on!
No, listen.
Let him fight.
No, this is about her right now and her rise to stardom, right? And talking about stardom, how did stardom? How was that experience? The resurgence of the glamour. Like, did you come up with that before you went to stardom, or it was when you were there? You had to create this persona.
So I kind of had the glamour going for a while on the indies. And then when I went to Stardom, I kind of started from scratch because, as you guys saw, we have Mina Shirakawa. She was my original mentor in Stardom, and she taught me so much. And I feel like when I went to Japan, I kind of just started again. I was still so early in my career, and I just thought I had such a great opportunity with the dojo and with the schedule they have. I mean, they wrestled like 3 to 4 times a week. And I just had an opportunity to literally forget everything I know and kind of just start again as a wrestler and kind of grow. And it's weird because obviously I don't speak Japanese, but I learned so much about promo skills and facials and body language and so many ways to communicate with the audience because you can't speak to them directly. So Stardom, I feel like, really made me as a wrestler. It didn't change who I am as a person because I've always been this way, but it definitely made me very complete as a wrestler.
When you talk about Stardom and Mina Shirakawa, who we did see on Dynamite this past week, the last time we saw the three of you together, you were walking out kind of arm in arm at Forbidden Door. I was there. I saw how well it seemed like you were all happy together. Obviously, that did not last. But is it a situation of if she's not with you, she's against you? Where do you stand with her right now?
Honestly, I haven't spoken to Mina. I also didn't watch whatever she did on Dynamite. I watched my movie, which was pretty fantastic, and then I switched it off. So
Terrible.
One way or another, say this is your perfect plan that you've come through and you've double crossed Toni Storm and you're going to win and you're going to beat her. What happens if you do not win in Wembley?
I mean, there's no point worrying about things that aren't going to happen. There's no world where I don't win. Toni Storm is a broken woman. Nobody has ever come close to beating her in this reign, and I'm not going to deny her accolades. There's a reason I chose Toni Storm. She is probably the greatest we have. And if I'm going to take somebody down, I've got to start at the top. But I think I've spent my entire AEW career getting under that woman's skin. And she didn't see it coming to the point I was able to bludgeon her with a high heel, her own high heel shoe, which I carry to the ring every single week, covered in her blood. And there's nothing she can do about it. So I don't really like to think about what ifs because realistically, I can't see a world where she could beat me. I don't know what she could do to get one up on me because right now she is underneath me. There's nothing she's been able to do.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. I can't believe like how, I mean, at one point I thought you were different, but it is okay. We're all trying to get to where you are, and you did what you had to do. I understand that.
Well, it's a little over a week away. All in on pay-per-view, Wembley Stadium. Biggest crowd AEW will have all year. Mariah May challenging Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Championship. Mariah, would you like to leave our fans, your fans, Toni fans, AEW fans with any final words here before you continue on your journey to the AEW Women's Championship and destruction of Toni Storm?
Toni's life has always been in black and white. And at Wembley, I'm going to bring her into Technicolor because I'm going to bludgeon her so badly. You guys will not cheer for your hometown hero. You will sit in silence in utter disgust about what I have done to that woman as I walk away as the Women's World Champion.
Damn.
I'm not going to say good luck, but break a leg next week.
I'll break hers. How about that?